Another dimension of security threats is the level of capability and sophistication of the attacker. Once someone has decided to attack you, the question is, what kind of resources and what kind of energy are they willing to put into it? They range across the following spectrum. A casual abuser might try a default password, 1234, etc., and give up when they get bored. Slightly more sophisticated is a script kiddie. A script kiddie is a nickname for someone who is relatively unsophisticated but uses very sophisticated tools created by others. This is surprisingly common, and the issue is it gives a wide range of unsophisticated attackers the ability to launch near state-of-the-art attacks exploiting known vulnerabilities. Think of it as a robust market for toolifying attacks. At the next level of sophistication is an organized group, a criminal group, or so-called hacktivists that are using sophisticated, clever attacks. Sometimes they break crypto or exploit known weaknesses in crypto, and they're willing to spend weeks or months on an attack. The issue is that these are highly sophisticated groups that may or may not have big resources, but can launch sophisticated, high-effort attacks for something they think is worth attacking. At the next level up are nation-states. These often are so-called advanced persistent threats. That means that they are highly capable and very patient. They might wait and look at a system and monitor it for months or even years, waiting for the one day where the firewall is disabled or the one day where some security breach can be done, and that is when they'll dive in. The existence of advanced persistent threats means that it's not okay to turn off your firewall for even 5 minutes at any point, because if one of them is trying to break in, that's the 5 minutes they will do it in. If you care about security, you need to assume that someone is always watching and waiting to break in. If you need to defend against an advanced persistent threat, that means you can never ever let your guard down, not even for a minute. Nation-states also have the resources to exploit unpublished vulnerabilities, marginal cryptographic approaches that require huge amounts of resources to exploit, and so on. They are willing to spend years and huge amounts of money on an attack for worthwhile targets. Another type of attacker that is of considerable importance for embedded systems is the system owner. Much of security assumes that the owner is not going to try and subvert their own system. In the desktop computing world, it's not typical for an owner to want to make their laptop computer insecure on purpose. However, in the embedded world, there can be secrets or capabilities that the system seller is trying to keep out of the hands of the owner, and the owner has incentive to subvert the system to break in and, for example, unlock features they have not paid for. Owners have complete physical access to at least one copy of the system. That means they can reverse engineer it to recover secrets, use side channel attacks which monitor electromagnetic transmissions from the system or power consumption, and so on. Once an owner can get a copy of your system and have unconstrained access to it, they can do a lot more than can be done remotely via an internet-based attack. If you're building a system that you're putting in the hands of end users, you should assume that an attacker can find out any secrets that are built into a unit that they buy.